Right gang, welcome back to a new video. So, we're going to attack the sill with a grinder. Just see how rusty this thing is. Very, I reckon. Before we do that, there's a couple of bits we've got to do to make access a bit better. But if you remember, in the last video, this hole has got no smaller. Much to my displeasure. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. It probably won't. I'm going to pull this wing off, just because I know this creeps forward and there's repairs that need doing in there. So I'm going to take the wing off, and I need to lift the seat out and the carpet, just because it's all very close by. So obviously I don't want any fires in my workshop. Anyway, first job is get the wing off. There's a couple of 10mm bolts under here, a couple of 10mm behind here and where the door is, a couple of 10s under here, and then these super annoying wing bolts here. I think they're Torx and they love to round, so they'll be fun, I'm sure. Anyway, let's get the wing off and then we can start digging and getting further into it. Right, let's undo that guy. So I'm only going to take that bolt out halfway because obviously the bonnet is going to want to leave the chat. So that's sweet. Now I've got two underneath and two behind the door. So there's one tucked down there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. So let's not lose that. And then there's another one lingering just by the hinge. Hey. This wing's definitely been off. All the bolts are like well, not loose, but they're not corroded and seized, so that tells me that it's been apart before, but that's fine, not a problem for us. So there's the ones that go on the back of the wing, and then we've got two underneath. If it's a wing that's never been off before, if it's original to the car, then this will be covered in seam sealer. And if you want to take your wing off, you have to chip away at it to get access. Luckily I don't have that problem. Hopefully these don't snap. There goes the floor. That, oh my god, that is so rotten. I'm not going to look too close for a moment, let's just ignore that. This definitely needs some serious fab work. There is a huge amount of rot on this corner. Right, so maybe, I think it's a genuine wing because it's not got the relief cut, but I think it's been off at some point in its past. It must have been replaced, so hopefully I can get this off without making a hash of it. We'll see what happens. Oh, missed the bolt. I think it's an 8mm and it holds the nose cone and everything together, but yeah, there's usually a couple under there from memory. I think a few of mine are out already because I've had the nose cone and stuff off. So it should be a 7mm from memory, or an 8. No, it was an 8. My first guess was right. Bosh. Well, that actually wasn't too painful. Oh yeah, and we should undo our indicator. What is that contraption? Right, there's our wing. Right, if you've watched some of the earlier episodes, you would have seen it was quite rusty. So we know that, we know we're going to find some rust, but just how bad is our E36? Place your bets now in the comments. I think it's fucking rotten. Oh, holy shit. Literally, holy shit. Yeah, that's fucking rotten. Let's get a screwdriver and start poking and see how far it goes. I mean, I could probably just poke it with my finger, it's that rusty. Give something manly. Right. Oh, rotten. 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 Very rotten. Oh look, I can see, is that the inner seal? What the fuck is that? Oh, I think that's the plastic where the battery cable goes. Let's try this bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a lot of rust. Oh yeah. That's pretty good. Holy shit. Wow. This is by far the rustiest E36 I've ever seen. And I said this in a previous video, but I've never been able to pull a jacking point out by hand before. Oh man, look at the state of that. Oh, someone's already been in there before repairing it, because you can see the wire. See these bits, that's welding wire. So what I reckon's happened is it was already rotten, as they do, which is fine, and I reckon someone's just welded a plate over the rot and not dealt with it properly. And what happens? This, kids. If you've got rust, just don't touch it. Either pay someone to do it properly, don't plate over it, you're just going to make it worse. Oh, that is insane how rusty that is. I've not even laid on the floor yet and looked at it from its worst. I almost don't want to go crazy and bastardise it too far yet, because I need to obviously replicate a lot of this. You can buy saloon seals, not coupe ones, but we can buy saloon ones, so we can get by with this bit. But all of this, I'm pretty certain there's nothing on the market, so I'm going to have to make it all from scratch. So that inner panel shot, this inner panel shot, this panel, obviously the main part of the seal is shot. The jacking point, it looks like the jacking tube where the jack goes through is still there. I don't know if it's moved, I think it probably has. Oh my god, just more rust. Let's have a look underneath and just see how bad it is. Wow. Oh my god. Right, well, I think our tube in here is salvageable. So we've got that, which is good to weld to. So we've basically got to reconstruct the inner seal. Try and get the light. So we've got to reconstruct the inner seal. So we've got to reconstruct this inner seal. Probably do something with the floor where it meets it. Then figure out the jacking point. Then figure out the outer seal piece. And then address this. And this. This actually is fairly straightforward because access is fine. It's just making sure we can build enough structure back into it. The only thing that I'm confused by is this car hasn't been on the road for a long time. How is that carpet so wet? It's only been sat outside, unless it drains down. It must drain. There must be a drain that comes down into here, I guess, and it's running down into there. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, well, I mean, I think most people would probably call it time on a chassis that's this bad, but we are where we are. Ironically, most of the outer seal doesn't look that bad. Imagine if we run a grinder across there, that'll tidy up. But yeah, let's get the grinder on it and start putting some straight lines in it and trying to tidy it up a bit, and see what we come up with. I've got a wired drill attachment so we can clean this up. But yeah, that's going to need a lot of fabrication, and also I need to really chase this back and just see how far this goes, because it's sort of bulging out there, so there's obviously a bit of rot festering, and the rear end's pretty grey. But if I can avoid putting a full sill on it, I would rather, because I'd rather not disturb. I don't really want to disturb stuff that doesn't need to be disturbed. Obviously, taking a full sill off, you know, it's fine. If I need to do it, I need to do it. But if I can leave most of this in situ, that's all solid and happy, then we will do. But I mean, look, even that where the sides get melts, that's rot is festering in there. So and obviously this back end is absolutely shot as well. But that you can still jack on, so that's still relatively solid-ish. But I know if I cut that open, I know what I'm getting into, because I did it on the 36 Touring last year. But the inner seal will be rusty, the outer seal will be shot, jacker point will need rebuilding. And if you're going to do that much welding around there, ideally you just want to drop the tank so it's out of the way. But if you're going to drop the tank, you may as well drop the subframe. If you're going to drop the subframe, you may as well do bushes, bearings. So there's a whole nother can of worms. So for the moment, I think let's just ignore that. I think it will pass an MOT. It's a bit crusty, but I think it will pass an MOT because there's no holes in it, or no obvious holes. It's definitely been welded before. So I think let's draw a line in the sand and go anything behind here within reason. Once we find solid metal, I think we'll call it a day there, and then that's a problem for another day, because this could easily get out of hand. And I don't want to start chasing down there and then have to drop the subframe and do all that, because then that's just, I'm never going to use the bloody car. So, but yeah, I think this needs plenty of work. Kind of as expected, but yeah, it's obviously very rusty. We haven't poked too far in here. I mean, look, that's the chassis rail. That is lovely and solid. Chassis rail itself is good, and obviously the axle stand is on it. But all of this sort of box section, or whatever you want to call this structure, is absolutely shot. I mean, look, I can just peel it apart like it's a piece of fucking cheese. So yeah. Well, like I said, I don't want to go too crazy, because I'm going to have to remake this. So I'm going to be very careful about how I do it, because I want to. This is my reference, so if I go too crazy cutting into it, obviously I lose my reference. So I just need to make sure that I repair the piece that's in the furthest first, and then obviously work my way back out. So I might start with this area just to break myself in gently, because it's not too bad, and I can close most of this off and it won't affect this repair. But yeah, wish me luck. This is going to be pretty involved, because that is absolutely shot. And the best thing of all is this is only one of 3 jacking points, and that one is that bad. So yeah, there's my jacking point. That is the rustiest, crustiest thing I have ever seen. Joys of E36 ownership. Anyway, let's set up the grinder, or set up the camera, and we'll start attacking it a bit and see what comes off and what stuff looks like, just so we've got a bit of an idea. Right, I'm going to set you up my kind video assistant. He doesn't talk much. I don't know how good this footage is going to be, because frankly I can't hold a camera and cut a car out with a grinder. If you've ever tried it, it doesn't work. So yeah, I'll set you up, I'll do my best to record what I can, And yeah, I'll start cutting and see what we're left with. Right, there's our first bit cut off. Just trying to cut up to where the rot is and go just beyond it. I might want to go a little bit higher here, but the metal's lovely and thick there still, so I think that's okay where that is. I'm pretty happy to leave that. I need to grab my spot weld drill, but I haven't got it here. But yeah, this is very, very close to all the internal wiring, and obviously I still need to take this carpet out, so I've gone a bit gun-ho and started attacking it before pulling the carpet out, but I'm not welding or going too crazy. But yeah, it looks like this inner skin that comes up from the floor is okay. I think I've cut a bit deep here, so I'll have to re-weld that back together. Obviously square this off again and clean up, pull off this old metal. So it looks like we've just got one piece to install here, and then that undercarriage, and then this piece, and then that sort of encloses that. I'm not sure what to do with this, because this piece, it feels a bit crusty on the back, so I think I might, ideally I want to cut this here and take this back and get rid of this rot, because I can bend that quite easily, so it's obviously crusty, but I was just looking at the shape of the metal and it gets really complex up in there, so I just need to be careful not to lose how it looks and make sure that I've got templates to build this back up from, because it's so complex how many layers of metal you're touching. Obviously I don't want to go too crazy and shoot myself in the foot, but as far as I can see, we've got this one long inner seal which is just a flat panel. So once I know how far that goes, I should be able to make that a one piece and bring that up into here. Obviously that adds loads of strength then to the inside, and then I'm going to need to do something with this. This is part of the outer seal and it sort of joins in, but it's just making sure I try and clean out as much of the inside of that as I can, because I don't want to leave anything festering in there. I want to try and get all the rot out, and obviously give the car the best chance possible of lasting. There's no point doing this half-assed, so lots more to go, but I think stopping there is probably a good idea, because I need to really get the battery live and the carpet up and out of the way, because I need to cut in further than where I can at the moment. So yeah, that is rotten, very, very rotten. But yeah, I think at this point there's no going back now. I'm committed. It needs a lot, but we'll figure it out. Get the carpet out, move the terminals and the batteries and stuff like that, and then what I need to do really is make pieces as I go, so I can put stuff back in. Yeah, it escalated pretty damn fast, I'll be honest. It escalated, so yeah, not ideal. Anyway, I think we'll call it a day there for now. We'll get the spot weld drill bit, get some metal because I haven't got any metal here, and then I can start chipping away at making these panels. But yeah, that is going to be some serious work because there is a lot to do. Right, I'm not going to pretend it looks any better because it frankly doesn't, but it's always nice to see some straight edges after you've got tons of rust, because This will give you something to go, oh look, there is solid metal under there. So what have we learned? Well, we've learned that this festers around here much more than we thought. This is such thick metal here that if it's pitted, it's pitted. I'm not too worried about that. This whole panel, I might just drill these spot welds out and take this whole panel out. I haven't decided yet. I need to clean up there more and just see everything up there. If there's not, then I could leave that corner because it's all pretty strong, but there's quite a lot of crap festering in here, and there's a bit in that spot weld, so, and it does creep right up over there, so that's gonna need, I think I probably will just try and unhinge or take this whole piece out and remake it. I think, I haven't decided yet, I need to investigate further, but yeah, that's obviously pretty shit. If you remember in previous videos, there's the repair that we did there. We've got this extra hole up here to address, and there's a little bit festering at the front there. So I've still got to clean up the strut towers where we welded the reinforcement. So I think realistically, I probably ought to more or less bare metal most of this inner arch anyway, just so it's all clean and fresh, because there's obviously lots of crap festering in there. But yeah, that's literally as far as I could go, I think, because I need to get the carpet out, I need to get the seat out, and I need a spot weld drill really, and a chisel that will help me do this a bit quicker. But yeah, I think that's a start. I don't know how long this is going to take me because it is way more rusty than I expected, but yeah, hopefully the footage is good enough and you're enjoying it, and let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm fucking crazy for continuing with this build, because I'll be honest, this is by far the rustiest car I've ever owned, and I've owned some rusty cars, so let me tell you, this is up there with them. But yeah, hopefully we can continue and make some good progress on it over Christmas. I'm half tempted to just order a pair of seals for it, because I think that'll make doing this a lot easier, and I'm going to need the seals for the back and the passenger side, let's be honest. It ain't going to stop here. Anyway, if you enjoy the comment, want to see me continue, please drop a comment below, drop a like, whatever. I really enjoy the support I get from you guys. A few of you guys that popped up and commented and dropped me DMs and stuff. It all goes a long way, because I'll be honest, if it wasn't for doing this for the YouTube, I probably would have thrown the towel in, because the thing is so rotten. I'm not sure it's worth my effort, but yeah, try and keep me motivated and I'll keep the content coming. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.